Okay, hi everyone, a very warm welcome to Lyng Hall School's first ever music podcast. This is the Phoenix Podcast. Hey! Give myself a round of applause. I think I'll put some kind of applause sound effect on afterwards because otherwise I just look a bit crazy. So here we are for the first time in the studio, in the music department of Lyng Hall School, and we are producing our very own podcast. And I'm very excited to say that my co-host for today is Sandeep. Hey! Another big round of applause. Okay, she's looking a little bit nervous over here. It's the first time she's done anything like this. Well, actually, I say that. It's not the first time she's done anything like this because you're a bit of a radio star. Do you want to tell us what you did recently?
I guess so. So around January, I spoke on BBC Radio 3.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, about the music that I listen to.
Okay, and that's not really a radio station that many of our watchers or our pupils will watch really. What type or listen to? What type of music do BBC Radio 3 play?
Like orchestras, classical music.
Yeah, classical music. So probably not something that a lot of people will have heard, unfortunately. But yeah, you were interviewed about your choice in music, and actually, there's a bit of a theme there as well, isn't there? Because you're going to be giving us a little bit of your unique insight into music today. What are you going to be talking to us about?
K-pop.
K-pop. Okay, so Korean pop music. Okay, now this is getting bigger and bigger, and there are more and more people out there who really know about K-pop and love K-pop, but I think this is a really good opportunity for you to introduce those in Lyng Hall School and beyond who don't have much experience of K-pop to a new genre. So, shall we hear our first song? What's this song called, please, Sandy?
It's called Airplane Part 2 from BTS.
Cool. So they're like the sort of Korean boy band sensation, and here they are with Airplane Part 2. Thanks, Sandeep.
City, London to Paris, 우리가 가던 그곳이 어디든
Okay, so just wanted to interrupt the main podcast episode of the week to add in a little bit of an extra something, and I will quite often do this. This week, in lots of tutor groups, you will have been discussing a certain issue. Okay, it's called the Picture News issue, and I thought this one was particularly good. And also, we had some great discussions in my tutor group, 7R, about this topic. And the topic was, should one always vote if you're able to? Do you have a responsibility to vote? And lots of my tutor group had great opinions, so I've invited a couple of them in to discuss them with me. So the first person there is Callum. Give everybody a wave, Callum.
Hiya.
Fantastic. So, what do you think, Callum? Should one always vote?
No, they don't have to vote, because if you don't like both of the sides in the vote, then you don't want to get it wrong.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is that no vote is better than a wrong vote, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there should maybe some kind of system where you can express the fact that you don't want to vote for anybody?
Yes, there should be. Otherwise, if you don't turn up, you'll be embarrassed because, they'll notice you're not there.
Okay, so you think it's quite a difficult discussion, because if you don't vote for anybody, it could be seen like you don't care, but actually that might not be the case. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a spoiled ballot paper?
Yes.
What's that all about?
Basically, if you write something that you're not meant to on the ballot paper, then it won't be counted, but it'll still be in the total.
Oh, I see. Okay, so if you because you're told to put crosses on ballot papers usually, aren't you? So if you did something else, something that was against the rules, you'd still be in the turnout number, the number of people who voted, but you wouldn't have expressed your opinion one way or the other. So that's one interesting thought about the way of doing it, isn't it? Okay, so the next person that I've invited in to discuss this topic is Amira, who had some pretty bold opinions as well. She was very good at expressing them in tutor group. So Amira, what do you think of this issue of should one always vote if you're able to?
Not everyone should vote when they have the chance, because not everybody understands, and taking somebody else's opinion that you don't know if it's right or wrong, you can just you won't know what to do if you don't know.
Okay, so that's on a similar sort of vein to what Callum was saying. He was saying that no vote is better than a wrong vote, and you're going a step further than that. You're saying that it might be possible for, I don't know, big personalities such as who? Donald Trump, maybe?
Yeah.
It might be possible for them to influence a vote for somebody who doesn't really understand, and so that might be a bad vote. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a very, very valid point, and something that we definitely need to consider, I think. Okay, so the next person that I've invited in to take part in this very interesting discussion is Ibby. Give everybody a wave on the camera.
Hello.
Hi, Ibby, great to see you. Okay, so you had a particular point that follows on from what Amira was saying about how young people may be in a particular situation with regards to this. So what do you think?
I think that people should be able to vote, but sometimes not, because they don't. Sometimes they don't understand, because, example, at the age of 18, people don't understand, example, Brexit, what's happening currently. Okay,
so we've got some very current things going on in there, haven't we, with the discussion bringing Brexit in. I knew it would come in eventually. I did. So you think that you shouldn't be forced to vote, you shouldn't necessarily have to go for a default, because you might just pick something rather than something that actually means something to you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, and that follows on quite nicely, but do you think that's particularly the case for young people?
For some people.
Okay, some people might say that actually it's the young people's responsibility to get clued in and to have a decision, and actually to have an opinion, and actually that their opinion is just as valid, even if it's not the same as everybody else. What would you say about that?
Well, I think that people, some people think it's valid, but sometimes they don't understand how people might think of things. Okay, so you think there's lots of young people out there that do have a good opinion and are clued up and that kind of thing, can vote, but other people shouldn't be forced. Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks for that point, Ibby. Thanks very much for coming into the studio and recording for our podcast. Okay, now, last person I've invited in to contribute to this is Jake. Wave to the camera.
Hello.
Now, I was actually quite surprised when I did a poll of my Year 7 tutor group, 7R, as to what everybody thought. Nobody thought it was a responsibility to vote. Nobody thought that voting should be compulsory or anything like that. In fact, Jake felt something quite strongly, which was what?
It was that people and too much pressure.
Okay, particularly young people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jake feels that young people are under pressure to vote and to contribute to things that they might not necessarily understand or care about or be interested in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm very interested to know, this is the first time I'm really asking people to get involved from outside of the podcast. I'm very interested to know if that's the way that you feel as well. So use our hashtag, which is hashtag lhphoenixpodcast. Do not forget the LH on the beginning for Lyng Hall. Okay, I'm very interested to know, or in fact you could comment underneath the video, couldn't you? I'm very interested to know if that's the way that you feel as well, because I was quite surprised. I was expecting quite a lot of people to say, yes, you do have a responsibility to vote or wherever it may be. So why do you think there's that pressure, or how do you feel about the pressure, Jake? Tell us more.
Because if like in your family, say they vote for something, and then you feel differently, they might put pressure on to vote for the thing that they...
Oh, I see. So a bit of family pressure, a bit of friends pressure maybe?
Yeah.
Right, okay, interesting. I love doing things like this because discussions like this always introduce me to things that maybe I wasn't expecting, or there we go. So I think that's been a really, really interesting discussion. What do you think? Let us know. I'd be really interested in hearing from people who have the opposite perspective and say, yes, you should always vote. It's your responsibility to vote. Everybody should do it. People fought hard to win you that right. I'd like to hear from you. So do comment under the video or use our hashtag. Thanks, guys. So it's now time for our next musical item. And this is very exciting because this is one of the main points of this podcast, this fortnightly broadcast on the YouTube channel of lynghallmusic. This is all about what's been happening in this studio from our pupils. So this is our first performance item, and I'm going to hand over to Sandeep, who's going to tell us a little bit about what is going on. What's happening?
Okay, so Olivia Deacon, she's in year 9 and she's a really good singer.
Yes, she is.
And she's recently recorded a song called Rise Up.
Yes, indeed. Okay, now this was recorded as the starting point for Olivia's BTEC unit that she's doing at the moment. So the idea of this is that she identifies things that she can improve on it and she works forward. So maybe in a few episodes time or a few months time, we can record it again and we can see what improvements have been made. But I have to say, even though it's only a starting point, this is a very, very, very high quality recording. So enjoy. This is Rise Up by Olivia Deacon.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fire, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, have each other, and we'll rise, oh, we'll rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up, high like the waves, we'll rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
Okay, so wonderful performance there from Olivia. Really, really proud of herself. Takes a lot of guts as well to put yourself out there to be included in something like this, so well done to her. We're going to go straight into another musical item now, and I'm going to hand over to Sandeep, who's going to introduce this one for you. Go, Sandeep.
Okay, so in K-pop, there's a new girl band. It's called Favorite, and they've recently made a song called Loca.
Loca, okay, I'm excited already. It's grabbed me. The title sounds good. Here is Loca by Favorite.
힘 풀려 널 불러 눈 풀려 널 불러 I want you 갑자기 날 찾아간다면 말려 너 불꽃처럼 타올랐고 계속 눈부셔 내가 보는 순간 다 너를 담았어 By way Found my way 깊은 숨을 들이쉬어 너를 담았어 손끝에서 널 느낄 수가 있어 다시 보고 싶어 날 한 번 더 바꿔놔 날 loca 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 너 어지러워 babe 정신 못 차려 babe 날 구해줘 날 loca 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 너 시간 속에 stay I want you every day every day every day 널 곁에서만 피었나 그러니까 제발 미워마 시계반을 억지로 돌려놔 또 변한 건 하나도 없잖아 매일매일 날 들렀던 네 말이 왜 그리운 건지 미스터리 수없이 날 향해 꽂아 화살 계속 파고들여 심장박동 이미 멀듯이 불꽃처럼 타올랐고 계속 눈부셔 내가 보는 순간 다 너를 담았어 By way Found my way 깊은 숨을 들이쉬어도 안 느껴져 손끝에서 난 멀어지고 있어 다시 보고 싶어 한가득 바꿔놔 날 loca 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 love 어지러워 babe 정신 못 차려 babe 날 구해줘 날 loca 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 love 시간 속에 stay I want you every day every day every day 날 loca 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 눈물도 없게 날 미치게 해 믿을 수 없어 너와 나 갈수록 내게 더 멀어지는 널 붙잡아 미치겠어 날 loca 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 love 어지러워 babe 정신 못 차려 babe 날 구해줘 날 loca loca loca
Good, Sandy. Now I have to say that I was quite impressed by that song. I like it. You know, having a little boogie along here in our little studio that's very, very pink. You know, I'll have to do a guided tour at some stage, won't we? Show everybody what this is all about. But while I'm on the subject of the studio, this studio is all about you guys, okay? It's all about the students of Lyng Hall School, and it's about you getting in here and making use of what we've put together for you. So if you are a singer and you want to come and you want to record a track, we have open sessions after school every Wednesday. So come in, you can learn about recording, you can learn about how to improve your singing. If you play the piano, if you play any instrument at all, we can get you recorded in here. If you're a songwriter, you want me to record your song or something like that, that is absolutely fine, okay? Staff too, would be amazing to unearth some fantastic musical talent, especially after our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas Band-Aid track, which was such an overwhelming success in so many ways. So, next up, let's talk about the newsletter. Now, I love the newsletter. I think it's brilliant. I read it every week when it comes through on my email, and it's so good to learn about what is going on in the school. And I know that, Sandy, you're involved on the newsletter team, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay, so what might we have as a sneak preview in the next newsletter that's coming our way? What can you tell us?
Okay, so there's a couple of people in the group who are going to be like interviewing two teachers, Miss Harvey and Miss Chand, about their resilience.
Okay, so that's there's been quite a few things on resilience recently, haven't there? We've had different teachers, and I think resilience is a really important trait that we all need to work on. When things get tough, we really need the ability to, you know, keep going and forge our way forwards, doesn't it? Absolutely. Okay, so I think that it's time we talked about the name of this episode. Now, we can cheat a little bit for this one, because I was just telling Sandy all about this wonderful series on BBC television, which is called I'll Get This, and I'm stealing one of their ideas, because on this TV show, they named the episode after something, could be anything, that's been said at some stage during the episode, and I think we should steal that. So, Sandy, we could say, everything's made better by unicorns, and that could be the episode title, or if you like fudge, then you're awesome, something like that. Have you got any ideas for random things that we could maybe put down as the episode title for this first episode of the Lyng Hall Phoenix podcast? What do you think?
I forgot to load the dishwasher.
I forgot to load the dishwasher is possibly the best name for an episode that I couldn't have done that better myself. I set you up and you just followed that. It was amazing, okay? I forgot to load the dishwasher. Right, social media, very, 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 very important. There's no point in us doing this if nobody watches it. So, you are already, probably, unless you're listening over the tannoy, you're probably already on the Lyng Hall Music YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to click the bell icon, because otherwise how will you know when wonderful new content comes your way? Well, of course you'll know, because it comes out every week to Friday. That's every week to Friday. There will be a new episode of this podcast, okay? You can also contact us on social media. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on Snapchat. It's all Lyng Hall Music, and our unique hashtag, which I worked very carefully on, is lhphoenixpodcast, okay? It has to have the LH in front of it for Lyng Hall. lhphoenixpodcast, that is our hashtag, and there's already a little bit of discussion going on social media about that. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video as well, because it really does help the channel. So, thank you so much, Sandy. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandy, for taking part in that first ever episode, and looking forward to seeing you again. You guys, don't forget to subscribe. Bye!